This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
Yeah.
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
Yeah, we are back for another week of Fleet and Footy. Stuart Webber here along with Louis Llerandi, who's sporting an interesting jersey. We'll get into that and much more here on the latest edition of Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network as we talk all things Jacksonville Armada and the world of football in general. Fleet and Footy.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one today, Stuart. We got a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about. Hitting that home stretch of the season for the Armada men's and women's under 23 teams. Both teams playing well. Both teams in title contention. So some meaningful, crucial matchups here still to come for the boys and girls in blue over the coming weeks. We only got one more home game for the men in the regular season, which is a bit of a bummer.
We usually guarantee ourselves that at least the one home playoff game. So I'm hoping we see them, one more time at home in the postseason.
They are currently positioned well to host at least one playoff game. Last year we got a bonus one last year because of how it all transpired across the league, with having to go on the road for the conference championship game at Naples.
Conference championship.
And then as you got into that regional round, you then got to host a game simply because of the way the season went. And that's why every single match is important and very important to go get the wins. We talked about it last week. We said, the team's not going to get ahead of themselves, but we will. And what happens? We don't get 3 points from a match. Now, the Armada men still very much undefeated, but a 0-0 draw at the hands of the New Orleans Jesters. Always pesky, those Jesters.
And I got to be up in the booth again with you.
Yeah, we had you in the booth there with me once again on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. We'll check out some highlights. Of course, it was 0-0, so you're not going to see any goals scored. I'm not ruining anything for you here. The fact that there was quite a few opportunities, more chances for the Armada than for the Jesters, certainly. But a slick field. We had a 90-minute weather delay that we had to sit through. I had to spend 90 extra minutes with Lewis in the broadcast booth.
That wasn't too bad. We ate some Argentinian food together.
We did eat some Argentinian food. Are they coming back for any of the matches this weekend?
Gaucho will be back this weekend at Edward Waters University.
Both matches?
I'm pretty positive about that, so yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Friday, and maybe I'll try whatever. What did you have last time? It was I
had a milanesa, which is like a breaded steak sandwich.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm probably going to get the choripan this time that I mentioned in the women's broadcast a couple
hot
weeks
dog?
ago. Yeah, Argentinian hot dog, like you like to call it.
I think I had a skirt steak on a sandwich. Ooh. It was solid, very solid. It was tremendous. So check out the Argentine food truck Friday and Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Both matches. We'll talk a lot more about that and get you a little preview on that. But, you're seeing the highlights here from this past week, and it really was a strong test for the boys in blue against a quality opponent in the New Orleans Jesters. You kind of know that every year going into it with New Orleans, that they're going to bring a strong squad with some veteran players, with some guys who have been playing at this level in the NPSL for quite some time. Head coach Kenny Farrell, certainly no stranger to this league in the NPSL, and plays a big part in its leadership role as well. So the Armada come away with a 0-0 draw, your final score there, as the boys in blue. They keep the unbeaten record alive, but not the untied upon record. You would have loved to see him run that table, right? If you run the table, you end up with that 3.0 points per game, and that's what's so important when you're talking about seeding down the line. You want to be tops when it comes to that South region and seeding. That way, not only can you host the first two in your conference, but then you want to host those next two in the South region, and that is up in the air, and will depend on how some of these other matches go. Now, handle your business, take care of the matches that you got. Jacksonville still has a huge matchup on the road next week against Naples, who lost to FC Florida, the team Jacksonville's playing.
Huge result
this week.
A massive result.
It was massive. It kind of opens the door a little bit, gives you the chance to, even if you get a draw against Naples on the road, you're still in position to get that number one overall seed in the Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference. But you want to win for the sake of the South region and make sure you're still up in those standings. So we showed you a lot of the non-goals let's show you one on the other end. And this was really the game-saving moment, as it were, because this was in the 88th minute. New Orleans Jesters had an opportunity to go and steal one, and it would have been a steal. 89th minute, excuse me. This corner kick from New Orleans was on the mark. It was beautiful, headed down, and a beautiful save there by not only Andy Dunn, your young goalkeeper from the academy team, but also Joe Lofton clears it off the line. We got a couple angles to look at this. By the way, this one, you see number 4. He thought it was in. Our camera guy went to go with him. No, it wasn't in. No, sir. You shall not pass. And here's the best angle. Just a layout save by Dunn, keeping that thing scoreless late in the match.
Yeah, just turned 18 years old, actually a couple of weeks ago, so a little bit of a late happy birthday on the show to Andy Dunn. But he'll be once again joining that MLS Next squad for the next season's Pro Academy. So, you'll see a lot more Andy Dunn, not only on this show, but throughout the NPSL season. It's been so impressive to see him step up and actually play games this year. Last year, he was a part of this squad, but a part of the practice squad.
Yeah.
You always need goalkeepers in practice, so he was always in the rotation, appeared a couple times on the bench last season, but this season has been able to step into that role now, his second appearance, and really cemented himself as one of the keepers within this Armada squad.
I guess that's now 2 straight matches where the pivotal moment came from somebody who came up through the academy system. Bamanzi Alabarujo, who also played in a substitute role in this past match with the game winner against Club de Leon on the road the previous week. And then Danny Stevens, who we'll actually hear from in just a little bit on his performance and getting a chance to compete with the U23s. Before we get to Danny Stevens, though, we want to hear from the head coach, the man himself, Tommy Krzanovich, catching up with you after the match and just giving his thoughts on, There are 0-0 draws that are just slogs, and you just, what did I just watch? That wasn't this. This was it was an entertaining, high quality match. Just neither team found the back of the net. You know what? And
happens sometimes.
It happens sometimes. If you want points, go to a basketball game. If you want to see the ball go into the net.
Do you want to know a stat? Though?
Hundreds of times.
The first game in Tommy Krzanovich's 61 career NPSL matches he's coached that ended in a 0-0 draw.
It's the first time it's happened.
First time.
So there you go.
So it doesn't happen often.
It's a rarity, and I'll blame the 90-minute weather delay. But let's hear your conversation with the man himself, head coach Tommy Krzanovich, after that 0-0 draw.
Joining live on the field right now with head coach Tommy Krzanovich. Tommy, a really tough game, lots of fouls out there, not too many chances. What did you see out there from the Fleet?
Yeah, I think we knew what we were up against. We scouted the opponent really well. Credit to New Orleans, who did a fantastic job defending, being gritty, deep, and causing us a lot of problems on our offensive side. But also a good position to be in because we need to play opponents that play a little bit different, and we have to figure this out. And so we still have some time. And all in all, not too happy with the result, but okay.
Well, you played a lot of those younger guys in this squad. 2 academy boys make the start. Danny Stevens, Andy Dunn, both played massive roles in this game. What can you attribute to that growth throughout the season in this MLS Next program?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, right? We want to try to identify players for the next level. So when academy players step up to come into not only the starting lineup, but also perform and really were fantastic today. Goal line clearances, defensive battles, duels. I think it's really good to see the product on the field and that it works. It's good to see that the amount of work we're putting in with the academy players, that it works, that they can step in and play with any of these guys as well.
Still undefeated, no one in that loss column just yet. What now can the fans expect as you go on this 3-day away trip later on this season?
Yeah, so we are as prepared as we can be. We're also looking at a healthy squad coming into next weekend, and really excited for bringing some players back in again. So again, it's really, let's get back to the drawing board. Let's get back into training and see what we can improve, how we can improve it. But again, it was a fantastic performance from our boys as well, being gritty, showing a lot of fight, different problems that we had to solve, and I think we just ran out of time.
Well, thank you so much. Armada legend Krzanovich joining me live on the field. We'll take it back up to you, Stuart.
Yeah, Thank you, Louis.
Back to Stuart.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you taped that after the match this past Saturday, so that was part of our live broadcast as you tossed it back to me. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We're getting loose some reps out there in this broadcast world, and in the booth too. It was a lot of fun having you up there. The good news is you didn't have any goal calls to step on this week, so that was good.
You know that I'm a play-by-play guy by trade, just like yourself. So it was tough to step into that color commentary role, but I'm getting used to it now.
Yes. So you're certainly fine. You'll continue to come into your own as things go on with our broadcasting on the network. It's been really cool to have this, these matches here on the 24/7 network this summer, both the men's and women's. Second straight year we've been doing it. And look, we have a lot of fun doing it, as you should. I mean, it's supposed to be fun. Sports are supposed to be fun, people. And we do the best we can to provide it for the people back at home. So certainly appreciate you joining me on that. All right, we mentioned Danny Stevens, so let's jump into some Danny Stevens interview as well. You caught up with him after the match, and I always like hearing from these younger guys just about what their experience is like and what things have been like for them. Getting the chance to rise up through the system. Danny Stevens being one of the latest ones, and look, he might be a young guy, and he might be in a very important position on the field, but from what we saw in the booth, he is where he's supposed to be. He certainly deserves to be playing at this level with these players. So let's hear your conversation with Danny Stevens from this past Saturday.
It's Louis Llerandi here, joined on the field with Armada center back Danny Stevens. Danny, you've come up through this MLS Next Academy program, the first iteration of this. You've obviously been on JFC, but how was that transition coming from the MLS Next squad into the NPSL squad?
Yeah, it's been really good so far. On the U19s, I was one of the leaders leading the team, and it's been really good so far. People like Miles, Paul, Saba, the leaders here helping me get onto the team and connecting us all, and it's been really good so far.
How has it been to be able to play with some of those MLS Next guys in this squad as well? You've obviously got Bamanzi Alabarujo and Andy Dunn. How's that been like?
I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like, for example, last week I was so happy when Monzi scored. It's really cool. And today with Andy, we're talking the entire game. We have good chemistry.
Tommy Krzanovich, you've been coached under legend Tommy Krzanovich for quite some time now. Stepping now into this squad, has anything changed for you personally, your play style, the way that you want to perceive yourself?
No, not all too much. My first U19 year out of the two, I had him as my head coach, so I'm kind of used to his playing style, and it's been pretty similar this year.
Almost got your head on a few balls there. Do you take yourself as a goal scorer?
I wouldn't say goal scorer, but I think I can score. Probably should have scored one of them today. I had 3 goals with the U19s, and I think I definitely should try and score every once in a while around the corner or something like that.
Well, you guys still have this undefeated season going. Looking ahead, is there anything personally that you want to achieve?
I mean, of course, I want to get as much playing time as I can, prepare me for my college season, my first college season. So I think it's really important for me to play with the older guys, against older guys, and learn a lot from the people I'm with.
You mentioned it. You're about to step into that first college season with Tulsa. What made you pick that school specifically?
I think it's a really good program, and I like the coach. I spoke to some of the players, and the system fits me, so I hope it fits me well, and should be a good fall.
Well, thank you, Danny, for joining me on the field, and we'll send it back in the studio with Stuart on Fleet Footy.
Yeah, see that one you taped specifically for this broadcast, so you knew we'd be coming back to me, and we make it nice and smooth with a little graphic here. Jump into our conference standings in the Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference of the National Premier Soccer League. We did get into that discussion last week, how much of it's really Gulf Coasty. New Orleans and Naples is kind of where we landed on that. And PSC and Naples.
And Global Soccer Pathways.
And Naples too.
Naples too.
Naples too. They got a draw. Hey, they got a draw. Look at that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They drew Miami Dutch Lions.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What's going on with Global Soccer Pathways?
They got a draw, Hamby.
I know, but
see that?
I mean, what are they playing out of?
They play in Naples. They play on the exact same field Naples United plays on. It's kind of like
so what, did Naples just take all their good players or something?
Yeah, it's kind of a JV team for theirs. Now, we haven't played them yet, so I don't want to say that yet.
That's good.
Because last year the Armada lost against Global Soccer Pathways. I think might have been the only team in the league to lose to them last year. as we trotted out a lesser lineup, and it bit us, as will happen. But that's not going to happen this year. They're going to take them seriously, and they're going to handle their business. That's next week. So you're looking at the standings. Sorry, I was just about to get into the standings, and my constant blabbering made you want to move on to the next thing. We play FC Florida this coming Saturday.
Yes.
So you see FC Florida there, a team that's already won a couple matches this year. So they have the ability to pull the upset. I know that because they just beat Naples United. Naples United and New Orleans, really the two other kind of title contenders, along with the boys in blue at this point in the season. FC Florida with a 2-1 win over Naples, and now they come to Jacksonville. That's on Saturday night, 7 o'clock on the Action News Jax Now app and actionnewsjax.com. It's going to be on the news stream. We got the Jacksonville Sharks on the sports stream. We'll go into that a little more in a little bit. But FC Florida this week, and then it's that road trip at Naples, at Global Soccer Pathways, 2 matches in 3 days, and then they end the season on the road at New Orleans in a couple weeks. So that's kind of your look here at the Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference, where things stand for the boys in blue. Win out, handle your own business, you control your own destiny, you can take care of it, and if you go ahead and win out the last 4, you're hosting the semifinals and potentially the finals of the conference tournament, which would be the following week. In July, the 9th and the 12th.
Yeah, I like that. 0 still in the loss column. We're number 1 in the Gulf Coast Conference standings, and we're number 6 nationally. So a little bit of a bump from last week. I think last show we mentioned we were number 3 overall.
Sure.
So it goes by that points per game, that crucial points per game. So the more you win, the higher your points per game total is. There's 3 teams right now that are perfect. El Farlito being one of them.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, we don't have to worry about them because they're
Hickory
national.
FC.
That's the one we need to worry about because they're in the South region.
And they draw quite the crowd, actually.
Yeah.
So would be a great little matchup if that does ever end up happening later on in the season. But, you know, still at the top, still a lot to play for. And I think these next away games, like you said, this double away trip is going to be really crucial.
Huge.
And how this season shakes out.
Yeah, certainly something to keep an eye on. And guess where we're going to keep an eye on it?
On Fleet Footy?
Hey, on Fleet Footy. It's what we do. It's what we do on this show here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Certainly a big thing to look forward to. Okay, we're going to take a quick time out here on Fleet and Footy. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the girls in blue who they need some help. They need some help to win that conference. And unlike the NPSL, where 4 teams are making the postseason, only 1 makes it in the WPSL with their current setup. So we'll discuss that. We'll get into their most recent performances and talk a little girls in blue, the Armada women's under-23 team. That is coming up next right here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we Armada rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is home. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jags, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget, the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. Jacksonville sports all the time.
2024 provided plenty of memorable moments for the Jacksonville Armada on the pitch, including another conference championship game appearance for Tommy Kruzanovich's under-23 men's team. Debuting this year for the first time, the girls in blue as the Armada fielded a women's under-23 side in the WPSL and made its presence known with some highlight moments.
Potential goal of the season!
Then attention turned to the future, with MLS Next teams representing the Armada badge in 3 age divisions this fall, including an under-19 squad ranking among the best in the state. Those teams are a big focus on Fleet Footy, covering the big soccer stories each week on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
All right, so we mentioned it for the boys in blue. This is only for Saturday night. So for Saturday night, you're going to want to watch it on the Action News Jacks stream. So Action News Jacks now, either actionnewsjacks.com or on the app on your smart TV. It's on the news stream, the Armada match, because we've got the Jacksonville Sharks going on as well. So a little double your fun there on Saturday night. Sharks, Armada.
Sharks are still in it for a playoff.
This is a huge matchup for the Sharks, by the way, taking on the Quad City Steam Wheelers.
Such a good name. God,
Steam Wheelers.
Such a good name.
Hamby, you know what a Steam Wheeler is?
I think I can figure it out.
Can you? What do you got? What do you think?
They got huge wheels.
Okay. Or they don't have any wheels.
No, they definitely have wheels.
No wheels.
What?
Nope.
Why does it not have a wheel?
It's a boat.
Oh, that's facts.
You know the one with like the big old paddle on the back?
Yeah.
Yep. Quad City Steam Wheelers.
So, like, hey, get rid of the wheelers part of the name, right?
Well,
No, there's a
steam
wheel
wheelers
there.
or steamboats. It could just be the steamboats, you know.
That's
But
a good point.
I like the steam wheelers. It is technically a giant wheel. It's just rolling through the water.
All right.
Got
So
some good names in the IFL.
Can I get to the real? Can I get to the real question?
What you got?
Have we talked about what's on Lewis's shirt yet?
No. We'll get to that. We'll.
Am I jumping the gun?
Yeah, you're jumping the gun a little
I
bit.
mean, it's just hard to look at. I'm sorry.
It's bright. It's bright.
If you
Not
like-
as bright as these lights.
If you like Sprite, you don't mind the yellow and green,
good
or
point.
Brazil, because it's got the blue in there too. You would think it would be a Brazilian team with those colors,
right, even with the collar, the
Yeah,
blue
that's
collar.
what I'm saying. Well, Lou's just letting you know he's a blue collar guy. That's what he's here to do,
These are
This
the
is
definition
facts.
of it.
in the most literal
Yep,
sense. Okay,
yep.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Ah, goodness. But we're going to start by talking a little bit about the Armada women first, because they bounced back. So they had their first defeat of the season. It happens, you know. We weren't expecting both teams to just go completely undefeated both schedules. It's not. There is good competition in these leagues that they're playing at. And the Armada women go on the road to Florida Premier FC. They fall 2-1. They have to come back and play 2 days later. And we got some video from this one. And what they do? Well, they handled their business. They go and take on the Fusion, not to be confused with the Tampa Bay Fusion.
Miami Fusion was
What
the
was Tampa
original.
Bay? Mutiny.
Mutiny.
Both of those teams did not originally work.
Both of them have great logos, though.
Yes, but it is a good logo because the Northport Fusion FC have just stolen it and now use it for WPSL action. Anyhow, Armada go. They score a touchdown, kick the extra point, win it 7-0 on the road against the Fusion, and it was pretty clinical. Cutting right through the defense, taking care of business, doing what they had to do on the road against one of the lower teams. You see a nice little feed there, keep it alive, back of the net, taking care of business. I think Liz Ann Fogarty had 2, Nancy Almanza had a pair, Pontieri, Maddie Williams, and Brooke Bunton close out your scoring in a 7-0 win for the girls in blue. So they take care of business. They get the job done. That was their last road match of the season.
It's pretty crazy how quick that season goes by.
The men's season is short. The women's season is even shorter. Only 8 matches over the course of their entire season. So 6 down, and 2 to go for the girls in blue, and both of those will be at home starting tomorrow.
That's going to be really key if they do want to make that playoff push. A couple of things do have to shake out within the division. We called that Premier game as a one to watch for as potential falter. So a tough game. Liz Ann Fogarty actually scores the solo goal in that game, so I believe she's gone.
But they were down 2-0.
Yes.
And that was in the 87th.
But I had to throw the stat out there that she's only not scored in one match this season, which is pretty impressive from the midfielder.
Hamby, if you want to throw up the women's standings when you get a chance, we'll go through the scenario. As mentioned, there's 8 matches in this season, 6 down, 2 to go, both at home, both Friday night tilts. So if you want to see the ladies in action, Friday night at Edward Waters University, both tomorrow night and then to end the regular season a week from tomorrow, both of those at Edward Waters, both of those right here in the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. But we want you to come out in person and come support the girls in blue. They deserve it. They've had a tremendous season. They performed very well both home and away through the course of this season. But they've got the Florida Gulf Coast Dutch Lions coming to town tomorrow and starting to do some research for that matchup. They do have a Dutch player on the team.
Get in.
So one of their goalkeepers is in fact Dutch, and that's all I ask for. As a half Dutch soccer fan myself.
As a Flying Dutchman yourself.
I'm not Flying Dutch, just a normal Dutch person. I just ask for the Dutch Lions to include one Dutch person at least. That's what I want. As you take a look at the power rankings, you lose a match, you fall, but still in the top 25 down to 16th for the girls in blue. And the reason why it's so tight at the top is because you got 3 top 25 teams doing battle with the West Florida Flames at 14, Florida Premier FC at 25, and of course the Armada there at number 16. But if we look at the standings, so the conference standings, you'll see that it comes down to those 3 teams, right? And the Armada had that amazing comeback against West Florida Flames, got the job done, a big 4-4 draw, and that has kept them in this. Now, the loss to Premier puts them in a tough spot. Here's what has to happen. The Armada have to beat Florida Gulf Coast Dutch Lions tomorrow.
Okay.
And then hope that the Dutch Lions can nick a point off of Premier on Sunday. So they play each other on Sunday. Do the Dutch Lions and Florida Premier.
Yes.
So you need to beat a team and then hope it learned its lessons and does much better against the team you don't want to do well later in the week. And then the following week, Premier and West Florida play, and you need Premier to beat West Florida. And that puts you into a 3-way tie at 5-1-1, and then you have to hope for the goal differential to go your way. Also, you need to go win your own matches. That kind of breaks it down for you.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. But Florida Premier has to drop.
They got to drop points.
Yes.
They can't just beat, if they win their next 2, then they're 7-0-1 and they win the conference.
Can we get Fusion a point?
What's that?
Can we get the Fusion a point?
No. Technically,
they play AGC?
Probably.
They might.
So technically, as you look at this, I put Fusion below AGC because of the records. AGC technically has -3 points in the table because they had to forfeit that first match. But I don't want to have to explain it to the people why a 0-6 team's ahead of an 0-5 team.
That makes sense.
But technically, AGC is lower. I just don't have a point. I didn't put a point.
They're above them because A-grade club. They're A-grade club.
They're
Facts.
They're definitely a club. That's for sure. There they are right there. So that's the scenario here, right? You need to beat Florida Gulf Coast. Hope they either beat or at least draw against Premier on Sunday. I mean, you're asking for a lot for a win against Florida Premier. It's a tough task. And then you need Premier to beat West Florida. West Florida coming off a 1-0 win at Premier a couple weeks ago in a really good match. So 3 really good teams. Unfortunately, one of them is headed to the tournament, the national tournament, is how that works. Or regional tournament first.
And second place is just done?
Done.
You're done.
Okay.
Done. Yeah. It's the way it is. And look, you're going to have some really good teams in the state of Florida that you got to compete against. And that is certainly the case for the girls in blue. Gulf Coast Dutch Lions tomorrow, Seminole Ice a week from tomorrow are your final 2 matches. And you can throw up the tease graphic, by the way, Hamby, because that one is going to be on the normal Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, where you're watching this show right now. You'll be able to check out the girls in blue in both of those Friday night matchups, whether it be on actionsportsjacks.com or the Action News Jacks Now app, which is available wherever you get your apps, on your smart TV, on your phone, however you want to watch it.
I like to say it every time, but the smart TV is the way to go.
It's the way to go.
It's the way to go. If you're not at the game, you throw it up on the TV, full screen. Hear Stuart's soothing voice in the play-by-play.
I mean, I do what I can. Do it for the people. Do it for the people at home who enjoy our broadcast,
our banter,
our melodic tones.
We have some good banter in the booth.
Oh, we do have some good. We did get a comment about somebody enjoyed the banter, so appreciate the comment. Thank you for enjoying the banter. We enjoy the banter as well. So yeah, you can check out that matchup coming up on Friday night. All right, Lewis. Hamby was asking me in the break when we were going to address the, or was that already in the show? So that was already on the show. We're going to address the jersey.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, let me see if I can. I gotta close the laptop.
Don't worry, Lou. Don't worry.
You're framing me up.
You're gonna get your solo shot.
This is my favorite.
Get your solo
there
shot.
you go. We always get the solo shot here for Big Lou.
The Lewis outfit shot.
I can go in. I can zoom in as much as you like.
Show the people.
You're moving the microphone into the shot.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, look, I'll narrate. I'll narrate for you. You show off the big sponsorship, of course, by the way, by Ubuntu Botho S&E. We think it's a construction company. But the team. There you go. Of course, you got to represent Puma. And you told me a big reason why is because of Puma. The Armada, of course, wear Puma. And the patch. That patch, by the way, makes that jersey 6 times as much expensive.
Of course.
It's a little bit more expensive.
A lot more expensive. As part of the Club World Cup, the team is Mamelodi Sundowns. Did I get that right? Yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns.
They wear that collar.
Yeah.
You like the collar like this?
Okay. Maybe? All right, we've seen it, but let's stand up real quick. You don't have to move the camera, Jason. I just want to see the bottom half of this jersey because it is like no, down. We're looking at the bottom part of the jersey here. Like it is just like this random art cityscape. I think it's
Mamelodi.
Mamelodi. Is it in Mamelodi?
Yeah.
Is that a city? Okay. I'm assuming. Yeah. Sometimes we they don't necessarily have the city name. Okay. Now the backstory on what we're doing here and what jersey this is. The FIFA Club World Cup 2025 cash grab is going on right now across the entire United States, where you have the teams competing from all over the globe as part of this prestigious tournament. First time they've done it with such a large amount of teams. And look, you're getting some really good matchups in this thing, right? They're excited about getting your matchups with teams like Inter and PSG. That one drew, 80,000 you said? No, it was Atletico and PSG drew 80,000 to the Rose Bowl. Big, huge, great. Chance for fans here in the U.S. to see some of their favorite global players doing battle. Then you have some matchups which maybe aren't going to draw quite as many people. Including Mamelodi Sundowns against who was their opponent, Lewis?
HD Ulsan from Korea.
So South Africa versus South Korea playing in Orlando. And who goes to that match? Louis Llerandi goes to that match. This man loves his soccer.
It was
clearly evidenced by the fact that you drove 2.5 hours down to Orlando to watch two teams you have never heard of.
Oh.
You'd never heard of either of these teams before this tournament, right?
No. I mean, HD Ulsan is a K-League team, so you kind of got to know about them. And then
you don't have to at all. In fact,
Mamelodi.
There you go. Here we go. We got some imagery. Here you are with one of the fans for the South Korean team. Look, I know we're kind of
flew in from Korea.
We're kind of making fun of.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For that one game.
Well, no, it's you get 3 group stage matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a little vacation in the U.S.
Well, I mean, I get it. But
Guaranteed.
Go to the House of Mouse.
Guaranteed he went to the House of Mouse to go check out Mickey and gang while here. If you're in Orlando and you're coming from another country, 1,000% you're going to the House of Mouse and spending way too much money. But I digress.
And that little hand motion you see that I got up there.
They're Tigers, right?
HD Ulsan, yes. Their nickname is the Tigers.
Tigers.
So he told me to put up a little claw there, so I had to.
What's the opposition?
It's the opposition, but Hambone, it's a friendly,
He doesn't have either team in the
that's
fight.
what I mean. If you're gonna buy the jersey, then you can't be doing the other team's.
Hey, I cheered
you
when we
can
scored.
you can if you're just making it up as you go with these matches. I mean,
Any idea how much his outfit cost?
Probably more than mine.
yeah, he just owns that. Like he just has that. That's
How
just
did that
his.
travel? How did you
Is that
think the hat
is that
traveled?
is that Raiden's hat he's wearing? I love that. I love the whole thing.
But how do you travel with that hat in the suitcase?
Carefully.
You think it flattens down like
I don't
the
know.
top?
I don't know. And maybe a hat case. Bring its own case.
And the beads too. They probably fit inside.
The
It looks like
beads
a
fit-
cap and gown.
It's a full thing. I love it. We've referred to the term sickos.
Exactly.
And in this case, this guy isn't one. Lewis is. Lewis is the sicko. In
This guy's
case,
kind of a sicko. He flew all the way from Korea to come see this.
Yeah, but I mean that's his team. You're just making it up and grabbing a team because they're wearing Puma.
They got the Puma sponsorship.
How many jerseys do you own, Lewis?
Got the Ubuntu Botho sponsorship,
Lewis, how many jerseys do you own?
Wow. You want it like a...
Ballpark. I'm not asking you to know the exact number because you don't know
We're
the
like
exact number.
we're probably touching 50. We're probably like touching 50.
50 jerseys.
But are we including like all jerseys? Like all kind? Because like...
Soccer.
Okay. Then it's a little bit less.
Not including the ones from like your childhood.
No. But
Like
I'm talking about,
professional-
I've
professional
got
team jerseys.
American football jerseys. I got some baseball jerseys.
How many USMNT jerseys?
Actually, none.
What?
You don't have Ludacris's jersey?
I don't have Luda's jersey. I've got a couple Argentina, a couple Spain.
How do you not have a Team USA jersey?
I've got a Belgian one.
Get the new one. The new
Poland.
one's sick.
Which
The
the Belgian
pinstripes,
one?
the
Yeah, the
pinstripes.
pinstripes
Just
look
is
really
it the
good.
national or you got a name on there?
No, just plain. I don't go names
You don't have
unless
Lukaku?
it's unless it's the Go Messi, the star boy Lamine Yamal, your favorite.
Dude, if we could just get through one
Can't
show
do it.
of Fleet and Footy. Love the show.
Can't
Love
do it. Can't do it without
But-
saying Starboy once.
Come on.
Somebody paid him to do this. I think it's like
It's a sponsorship from the freaking weekend.
so in NASCAR, the first half of the season on Fox, there's like Kevin Harvick has a podcast, and they give him like a bonus word that he has to use in the broadcast every week. Like he used yeet at one point last year.
Except for it's a different word every time.
Like some driver yeeted another driver into the wall kind of thing. I don't know.
Hambo, can you put
It
that-
is a different word every time as opposed to just Starboy.
Yeet is Jey Uso's thing.
That is.
WWE.
Yeah.
It is. I'm surprised you know that.
Look,
Hambo watches wrestling.
every once in a while.
Just not. He doesn't watch matches between South Korean and South African teams.
That's correct.
In the FIFA
I'd rather be
Club
on my
World Cup.
couch.
Just so the fans
Sure.
get a perspective.
Okay. What else you got?
Can you play that Club World Cup, that CWC Vid 4, Hambone? Just so the people kind of know, there was
Okay, here we go.
3,412 people attended this match.
Is this in Camping World?
This is in Camping.
No.
No,
this
not
is
Camping
Orlando
World.
City
Yes.
Stadium.
Okay.
Exploria?
No, it's Inter and Co Stadium
I don't know.
now.
They changed it so much.
So this is
Orlando City's stadium.
the original time to this matchup kickoff was 6 o'clock. It got pushed back an hour. So here's the South
you got the
African
baby
fans.
at the game.
There was a baby,
you know?
plenty
Oh,
of
crying. Oh, baby crying.
Well, there was
dear.
vuvuzelas.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
In the tunnel, they're chanting.
is
There
a-
were some drums.
I would not want to bring my newborn with that rough sensory experience. But okay, so here we are. We're inside the stadium.
So this is when we were supposed to kick off.
There was a
this
weather
time.
delay too.
There was a weather
What
delay.
is it with you? You and weather delays lately.
And here's the
Yeah, we got
kickoff.
it
Actually, Memo Lodi almost scored
Wow,
from the
take it
jump
away.
here.
Take a rip.
There were
Come on.
there were plenty of seats around. I tried to stay out of the rain.
Okay.
That's an understatement.
But you know what? I mean, what are they expecting? You know, no one's got any skin in the game other than the few hundred fans that maybe came from
that go
those
in?
cities.
No,
Nah,
it was
no,
close.
no.
It was very, very close.
Ended up being a 1-0 win for your new adopted team.
Yes.
The Sundowns earned a 1-0 win.
Did you sally with the fans after?
No, I did not. I had
Why
to get.
not?
I had to go back to Jacksonville.
You could have gone and celebrated. Look at this group. Why aren't you in there clapping? with
Yeah,
them?
like, dude, if you're gonna first of all, respect.
It's a chill game. I just wanted a chill atmosphere for myself.
Okay.
I went by myself, guys. I went by myself.
Mad respect.
By the way, I didn't get a text or a call or anything. I would have maybe bought the Korean jersey just to be a contrarian to
Just
you.
to rival me on the
Just
show.
to rival you with this thing.
That'd been fun.
Well, we like to wear the rival jerseys sometimes. We did the Netherlands-Spain game day that one time.
I would have gladly been your opposition in this.
Well,
give me a call sometime,
man.
Well,
I've got a couple jerseys in the closet, so maybe as this Club World Cup goes on,
okay.
Well, I'll see if I can get us a matchup going on between,
All right, your jerseys aren't going to fit me.
No,
bless your heart.
Adidas large.
Still dicey.
Lou, how much is a ticket?
I paid 20 buckaroos for a ticket to get in.
And look,
isn't that just hold on, real quick?
Go ahead.
You pay 6 times more for the jersey than you do the ticket.
We weren't supposed to say how much he paid for this jersey.
I don't. Oh well, he paid $120 for the jersey.
It was an investment. It was an investment.
I didn't say it.
This is
an investment.
Yes.
Remind me not to get stock tips from you.
Does this count as a tax write-off?
For work?
No.
Yes, it does.
It should.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for the show.
Do you itemize? Yeah. Are you a dependent still?
I've got a no.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Didn't think we'd get here. That's my bad. My hand's up. You might not be able to see me, but my hand's up.
Oh,
it's okay.
Goodness.
I'll now retreat.
Okay. Can we look at the tables for the Club World Cup? That's pick 6, I believe. I don't know what's going on in the other videos. If you want to toss them, Lou, you can in a second. But let's wrap.
There's,
just some things going on.
Yeah. Go to pick 6.
All right, we'll go to pick 6 here from the Club World Cup, which is going on as we speak. By the way, there's matches at 12, 3, 6, and 9 just about every day here because you got 32 teams competing from around the globe, all in the United States. And look, here are some of the big names that we're talking about. I know right after this, you're probably excited. You get to watch Inter Miami. They play at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, they play Porto. The game right before at 12 o'clock was
Porto,
Palmeiras.
by the way, beautiful, beautiful city. Go check it out if you have the chance. It's in Portugal. It's awesome. It's right on the water. They do like port tours where you can get the nice wine. Oh, Porto, awesome. I think it's better than Lisbon, quite honestly. And everybody, knows the capital of Portugal is Lisbon. We're dropping some knowledge on you here. Go to Porto. It's awesome. Okay. But, you got Inter Miami, a couple other American teams, LAFC, Seattle Sounders, not doing so hot, both losing their first matches. But, Bayern Munich, they seem to be doing okay. The team that they beat 10-0, that's a really cool story. Auckland City, that's a squad made up of guys who all have 9 to 5s. It's kind of like one of those U.S. Open Cup kind of teams, where these players all have real jobs. They lost 10-0 to Bayern Munich.
Yeah, Hambo, play Club World Cup Vid 3. Does that
have to do with Auckland?
Yeah, there's a cool story. Their goalkeeper for Auckland City FC actually had to take some paid time off. Which, I wish FIFA would, they can't sublimate some kind of, salary for some of these guys to come over because Auckland City actually had to lose a couple squad players because they've got full-time jobs, like you said. And this goalkeeper is actually a forklift operator.
Oh, there he is.
At the end of the day. What a set of hair, what a mustache. And in every single one of these pics, by the way, he's like in this neon bright green, which I thought was also kind of funny.
Because of our last match, where our keeper had neon green and the whole team had green on.
The goalkeeper,
for the gestures.
He looks 5 years older in that picture than he did in the first one.
Yeah, this tournament is aging you.
And
there he is.
There he
is.
Baby.
Yes.
Home Depot.
He's like wearing the same jersey.
Is that also his jersey?
You think he's wearing a Mamelodi Sundowns jersey, the blue collar?
No, stop it. Get out of here. Anyhow, the Club World Cup, pretty cool. We're rooting for this team. They're not going to do anything, unfortunately, but
I've got another video, Hambone, of showing the fans. If you go to Club World Cup Vid 2, they're, we're talking about how some of these stadiums are empty, weird timing.
It'll get better when you get to the
places.
knockout stages with all the cream of the crop teams that are going at it.
Josh asking me if I'm going to go to the City Juve match, which
they're going. Go with them. When is that one?
I think it might be on a Armada game day.
Oh,
is the only problem with that.
He's not going. He's busy.
I definitely do have a jersey for every club, Abby. It's getting there. The collection is getting there. But I will be at the Club World Cup game, Inter Miami's last match versus Palmeiras at Hard Rock Stadium on Monday.
You were telling me you just got your tickets.
Just locked that game in.
Okay, that's good.
I'm excited about that. But it's really cool to see these South American teams, these African teams, Thursday at 3.
That's
right after Fleet Footy ends. So I'll be right here.
He'll be in here. Okay, so this is the fans.
These are Palmeiras fans in Times Square. I mean,
is their team playing at this moment?
They're playing right now. They're playing Al Ali.
When this video was out.
No,
they were just there as like a rally.
There. They're literally just there.
Little fan rally.
So,
all right.
These teams are showing up. The Wydad fans from Morocco showed out. The Al Ali fans from Egypt have been showing out. So I think, this is an important tournament. This is
what is this?
This is Boca fans in Miami Beach. I mean, how ridiculous
Boca
is
Juniors.
This?
Love that.
And they played a fantastic game against Benfica. It was a 2-2 draw, probably one of my favorite matches so far. And on Benfica's side, 2 Argentinian nationals scored, Di Maria and Otamendi. So an Argentinian.
So they scored the same amount of goals against Boca Juniors that we did? That was a
shout.
Two goals scored for the Armada against Boca Juniors back in the bank in many, many years ago. 2015. Oof, that was a while ago. Okay, cool. All right.
I'll transition us like this.
All right, let's do it.
One of those goal scorers, Otamendi, 37 years old. Okay. He's played 70 matches so far this season.
Jeez.
5,500 minutes in all comps. And we want to say Christian Pulisic needs a break.
He does.
From the Gold Cup. I mean, that's a World Cup winner. That's a champion we're talking about there. 70 games, 37 years old.
That's a lot.
If
only they paid him for it. Oh, wait, they do. Okay. All right, let's take a quick timeout. You mentioned the Gold Cup. We'll talk a little Gold Cup here coming up next. We got we'll buzz through your MLS rankings and takeaways, and then your weird soccer story of the week. That's all still to come right here on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Ancla Dorada. The official bear of your Jacksonville Armada.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
All right, big one tonight for Team USA taking on Saudi Arabia. That's a late kick. 9:15 p.m. That is a late kick.
It is.
That one's going to be... Where are they playing that game tonight? You don't know. That's okay.
Killer. You killed me there.
Yeah, I'm just putting you on the spot. Austin.
I know where this game's being watched at, though.
You do. That's at Ruby Beach Brewing. Go join the American Outlaws. Section 904 is certainly going to be there as well. Good group of people to enjoy some Team USA action. So they're playing in Austin, which, funny enough, I watched Team USA in a Gold Cup match in that stadium a few years back.
TQL, the new one?
Against Qatar.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Q2.
Oh, that's what it is, Q2.
Against Qatar.
Oh, that's a nice.
Back.
That's a good sicko matchup.
It was. I bought like a Spirit flight for like $20, and I was like, why not? Let's go. And then showed up at the game, got in, checked it out. Had some barbecue. Good time.
I love that.
Taking on Saudi Arabia. Fun fact: country of my birth. Random enough.
We found this
out. It's on my passport, but I'm wholeheartedly not rooting for Saudi Arabia at all. Team USA, all the way. Go check them out tonight. Ruby Beach, great place to watch it with the gang.
Home of Ancla Dorada.
Get yourself an Ancla Dorada.
Official beer of your Jacksonville Armada.
You got it. There's like a rhyme to it even. That's beautiful. Beautiful, Lou. Let's check out Gold Vid number 1 here, Hamby. And let's talk about Team USA. Because, yes, there was a lot of hubbub about Christian Pulisic not being on this roster, not competing in this year's Gold Cup. But Team USA goes and handles its business in the first match. They take care of action against Trinidad and Tobago. Big 5-0 victory. What'd you see in that one, Lou? As now they get ready to take on Saudi Arabia, who beat Haiti 1-0 in the other group group matchup, the first group matchup. I don't even know what letter group they are. Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, they get the win over the Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, it's kind of what you expected, I guess, from a game like this. Trinidad and Tobago, a team ranked in the hundreds in the FIFA rating, I'm pretty sure. So you expect the U.S. to open up the tournament on home soil with a big win over a small island nation. But, you know, last four...
Some history between Team USA and Trinidad.
Last 4 matches have all been losses for the U.S. men's national team up until this point. So you really needed that statement win. Yep. They play Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia is interesting. Like we mentioned before in this show, they beat Argentina in the World Cup just a couple years ago. But a lot of those guys that were on that squad are actually currently playing for like Al Ali and Al Hilal here in the United States for the Club World Cup. So this is a game
so if they don't make it out of group stage, can they just catch a flight somewhere in the U.S.?
I guess so.
I don't know. They probably have their roster set.
You're right. You're definitely right about that. Yeah. But, you know, it's another game that I expect the USA to win. They're going to have to come out really hot because Saudi Arabia is definitely going to come out pressing. I was really impressed with Malik Tillman. He doesn't really shine for the red, white, and blue often, but getting 2 goals I think is huge for his confidence. Patrick Agyemang, once you try to get him off the ball, sometimes it's just impossible. He had a fantastic game. And Haji Wright, once again, another forward scoring. So just, you know, there's positive steps being taken here in this Gold Cup.
All right, so check that out tonight. Ruby Beach, 9:15, USA against Saudi Arabia. All right, let's get into some MLS talk, Lou, as we wrap up this week's program. We got your Week 19 takeaways. Week 19 already of the MLS season.
We've flown through it. Yeah, we've flown through it.
It's also, the season's like 51 weeks long.
Well, now it gets kind of chopped up because we got some of these MLS teams not in it. The Crew cleaned up the Caps. Top of the West plays top of the East, and the East win it out. The Crew looking solid under Wilfred Nancy. Dryer's on fire.
Does that mean we're going to have some changes in our power rankings?
We will. Dryer's on fire. The Loons are terrified. Andres Dryer for San Diego has just nonstop goals for that Southern California team.
Some bars in that one. I like that. Dryer's on fire.
Well, you know, what's the guy's name? Man, there's a chant.
Okay.
The English chant. I'm trying to think of the guy. Northern Irish guy.
Yeah, that's not going to help me, but go on.
Cincy sneak by New England. Cincy get a 1-0 win, but was really crucial in bumping themselves up in the East. Philly win it late, super duper late. Zaha scores in the 78th minute for Charlotte. Philly scoring the 90-plus 8th minute to win 2-1. And the Galaxy almost win for a second time. They draw. St. Louis scores really late in that game as well to nick the point away from LA.
They're not playing horseshoes, though, right? So almost doesn't really
does not really
doesn't
count.
really help them.
And that takes us into the power rankings, which we will see a couple shakeups. We kind of reset them last week.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. We got the 2 Ohio teams.
Got all the right logos this week?
All the right logos, all the right names.
Yeah.
Inter Miami, you see there, drop a little bit. So did the Vancouver Whitecaps. Teams like the Union and San Diego keep their positions after their wins. LAFC and Seattle, I didn't want to bump them out just yet. They are playing in the Club World Cup, so not really active, I'm sure. We'll see some shakeups there as it goes on. Minnesota drops for losing their game, but, a pretty relatively, the same thing that was going on last week.
All right, I see 3 and 4, bump up to 1 and 2, bump those other teams down.
It's going to get weird
East looking strong here with 1, 2, 4, and 5.
I might be East biased just because I watch more of those games, but I really do believe that the East is better than the West this year.
San Diego, shout out, bringing a street course race to NASCAR.
Oh, I saw that.
Supposedly happening next year.
I saw that.
More on the cup date. Watch that later. Always enjoy dropping in a little NASCAR. So there you go. Power rankings. Big Lou bringing it to you here on Fleet and Footy, as he does each and every week. This guy watches a lot of soccer. How many MLS matches did you watch this past week?
Well, I had to watch the wrap-up show just because we had that game Saturday night. Yeah. So after that game, I watched the wrap-up show, saw the highlights, tried to get them in as much as I can. And now it's extra crazy because you got to watch the Gold Cup, you got to watch the Club World Cup.
You don't have to, but you can.
Stuart, you had to, just like I tasted you. I had to buy the jersey. I just had to, man.
You also did not have to.
I had to. I'm a Mamelodi Sundowns fan for life now, so it's...
Yes, you are.
I've got a soft spot in my heart for South Africa. That's where Spain won the 2010 World Cup.
Sure.
That's where Shakira sang the famous Waka Waka song. So.
Yeah, Vuvuzelas.
Exactly.
Out the wazoo. Those are now a part of our fabric in soccer. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Thank you, South Africa.
Yep. All right. That's a lot of the soccer talk here on Fleet and Footy.
3 minutes.
And that brings us to everybody's favorite part of the program. It's the weird soccer story of the week. What do we got, Lou?
This story once again comes out of Croatia. We find a lot of weird soccer stories.
Shout out Tommy K.
That come out of Croatia. This is 6th-tier Croatian side.
6th tier.
Yes.
How many tiers they got in Croatia?
Quite a few, it looks like. This is NK Novigrad. They took the streets on a tourist train complete with flares as they celebrated throughout the streets in possibly one of the most unique waves I've ever seen.
So this is the team on here?
This is the team.
Okay.
I could see this happening in St. Augustine,
Yeah, on the trolleys?
Exactly, right?
Okay.
A little Armada celebration on the trolley.
If we win a championship with the Armada, can we get those trolleys to carry us around Nights of Lights maybe at Christmas time?
That would be fantastic.
What's the weight limit on these things?
I don't think you're supposed to be probably hanging off the side with flammable items, but the weight limit, that probably works. I think it works out.
Okay. What was this team name?
NK Novigrad.
Why didn't you wear their jersey? I know you have it at home.
Definitely. I don't have any Croatian team or league jerseys. Do you want me to start rotating in random jerseys? Because I will. I always like to support the Armada.
But you also want to have something different every time. So whenever you
I'll do every other one.
Okay. But yeah, the Croatian one's the one with the checkerboard, right?
Yeah,
that's their
it's
famous,
always a classic.
International kit. Love it. Love the checkerboard in international soccer. Don't love it in SEC football.
Can we get a weird jersey from you next week? Maybe.
Yeah. I almost wore my U.S. men's national team jersey here for today.
Okay, so maybe next week. Let's get a win in.
Because they'll still be going. So I'll wear a U.S. men's jersey next week.
Sounds good. Check out that game though. Check out that game at Ruby Beach. 9 o'clock.
I'll have it on TV.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
The baby at home.
Baby at home requires me to come back.
Well, you should be watching a lot of soccer then.
No, I'm watching a child. There's.
I guess he's trying to keep the baby from crying.
It's required work here. The baby probably is watching Fleet and Footy right now. By the way,
love that.
I did get a message that they were about to turn on Fleet and Footy. So, shout out to Courtney and little baby watching.
The baby's definitely keeping her eyes on this bright jersey. She's definitely seeing it.
She's got
more crying.
I know. She's got an Armada onesie. Which I don't think fits her anymore because it was the newborn size. But we wore it for that
I'll get her a size up. Next week.
All right, good stuff here on Fleet and Footy. Appreciate everybody joining us for another fun program. Make sure you watch The Armada women, Friday night, 7 o'clock on the sports stream, actionsportsjacks.com. The men, Saturday night, 7 o'clock on the news stream. So check them out either in person at Edward Waters University or, as always, on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Appreciate everyone joining us, and we will talk to you next week.